Going on, people? It's your boy Tony Guns. Back at y'all with another one. The first order of business is and always is building leaders and creating kings operation by building national development over generations. I want to come to y'all today, get straight to it. I want to come to y'all today talk about something that I was watching. Podcast that I was watching. They was talking about warriors and soldiers and just overall masculinity and things of that nature, and the difference between being a warrior and being a soldier. And one of the points that was made was warriors, they're more so free thinkers. They're more so free thinkers, they're more wild and spirited, they're more so loners for the most part. They go off of code, off a moral code, that whereas a soldier go off of orders, whereas a soldier is built on following orders and things of that nature. And I wouldn't agree and nor disagree with that by any stretch of the imagination. I just want to add my 2 cents on the differences. And one thing before I add my differences, the biggest thing that brought me to this is the fact that one point that was making was that too many of us, from the guy's perspective, the one that was speaking, he was saying too many of us want to be warriors, or too many of us are warriors. Not enough of us are soldiers. Everybody want to be the warrior, but nobody wants to be the soldier. Nobody wants to follow orders and things of that nature. And that's where I draw the line. That's where I have to beg to differ. Whereas I agree to a certain degree that soldiers have gone through vigorous training. The very purpose of boot camps and the boot camps that they go through and things that they go through is to break them down, to make them void of the things that they've learned in their worldly time, and in a time frame that they've gathered, or whatever information to break all of that down in order to rebuild them, to almost make them strictly governed by their government. And that's the purpose of a soldier, to follow orders from a government, the orders that the government see forth. But what I want to say is, one thing about that, I don't know too many soldiers that don't have a warrior's ethos. I don't know too many soldiers that doesn't have a warrior's ethos. I don't know too many soldiers that doesn't have a warrior's thought process. So that's what today is. Today, we're going to talk about that wolf in me, or that wolf in you. And when I say wolf, I mean WOLF. Warrior ordinance, live forever. Yeah, I just said something. Warrior ordinance, live forever. Because see, unlike the gentleman that was speaking about soldiers and warriors and his perspective on how there's not enough soldiers and there's too many warriors, I beg to differ. It ain't enough warriors. And maybe not enough soldiers, but it ain't enough warriors, not true warriors. And the warriors that I believe that he was speaking about are lone warriors. Individuals that march and step to their own beat. Those are lone warriors. And if you study any warrior culture, the lone warrior oftentimes has been cast away from his society, from his group, from his tribe, because of that ideology of being a lone soldier or a lone wolf. But that same ideology can be passed on to the lone soldier, which if you are a lone soldier and have your own thought process, your own mentality, and you want to do your own thing without following the orders, that's what happened. You end up with a dishonorable discharge. There's no difference. What I will say is, like I said before or earlier, the soldier is trained by his government. The soldier is brought about and built and fortified by his government. Whereas the warrior is trained and brought up from an early age, from a youth. If brought up properly from a youth to be a warrior. But in order for him to be seen as a warrior, he literally had to earn his stripes. And those stripes might not be the stripes on the arm or the sleeve of a soldier. His stripes are true lashes, markings that he receives. When they spoke of a soldier, they spoke of a soldier as clean cut, facial hair cut off and things of that nature, low cut. And that was the mark of a soldier. As if to speak as a warrior, you oftentimes see them with long hair. You're speaking of 1 or 2 different tribes that you may have come accustomed or may have become accustomed to, but there's multiple different warriorhoods from different cultures and different planes of the earth and things of that nature, All of them have a different uniform or ideology that they follow. Some have markings that they have. Some have hair that grows long that's significant of a warrior. Some has beard that grows long that's significant of a warrior. Some has tattoos and things of that nature that's significant of a warrior. It's multiple different things. And one thing about the warrior that has always been true is you cannot be in multiple tribes. You cannot truly be seen as a warrior if you as a warrior, especially in African tribes, if you as a warrior don't follow the ethos or the ideology that your warriorhood is predicated on you being a warrior for your family, for your community, for your tribe, for the greater good of us. Your very warriorhood stands on those principles. If you fail to reach those principles, if you fail to reach that marker, then you're less than a warrior and less than a man. So I give pushback on that soldier and warrior ideology, as if to say a soldier is, and now don't let me misconstrue, he wasn't saying that a soldier is more or less than a warrior. What he was saying is, and the point that he was making is that soldiers follow orders and not enough of us follow orders, and too many of us are warriors and not enough of us are soldiers and follow orders. Again, like I said, but I beg to differ. Not enough of us are warriors. We are building leaders and creating kings, warrior kings. But another point that they was making was about, it's bigger than just building warriors, building a man that is dangerous. It's bigger than just building somebody that can go to war. It's about building that intellectual warrior, somebody that's strong enough mentally, somebody that has warrior in his mind. But one thing I want to tell y'all, warrior principles are always going to come from me. I govern myself by them. There's nothing else that I can govern myself by. Warrior ordinance live forever in me. Wolf in me. Warrior ordinance live forever in me. I refuse to turn that loose. I refuse to do anything less than it. A man stands on morals and principles. A warrior stands on morals and principles. If you do not warrior for your tribe, for your people, for your family, for your society, for your group, for the things that you believe in, then you are less than a warrior. And you will be shunned. You will be shunned. Again, I ain't gonna talk y'all head off too much. I just wanted to bring that to y'all. Live strong or die weak. New man shit ain't no pressure. Remember, warrior society. Warriors only. It's that wolf in me. It's that wolf in me. Warrior ordinance live forever. Do man shit.